talk today is going to be
Yeah,
us just being real. We're not going to be childish. We're going to be real because this is something that actually affects everybody in our age group.
Yeah.
So it should be an interesting show today. So to you, can sex make friendships or end friendships?
I beg you, let me talk at the end. I'm talking at the end. Like, it's better to see everyone else's like point of view. In my opinion, I'd rather see everyone else's point of view first, because obviously, I feel like it does both, depending on the people and the stage in their relationship, whatever relationship they're in, whatever relationship they're in. Wait, what? Whatever kind of relationship they're in.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if they're like, it depends on your relationship. So if you find it attractive initially, and you started having sex or whatever, then that was what your friendship or whatever was based on, your attraction for each other. But if you guys like plan to have a relationship or something, then
Okay. Like for
I'm
me,
gonna talk at the end.
I get. For me, I would straight up say, it can end friendships if you guys didn't describe how the relationship will be at first, or what will happen after basically the sex. For example, now we're being real, so let's just be real. There's some girls now, or some dudes basically, like, let's say they were cool with each other before, then they start chilling and all that, then one thing leads to another, and let's say one night, boom, there we go. it happens, right? So after that, there's always that famous question that's usually given by the females. What are we? You know what I'm saying? That question. Well, for some people, they don't even say anything after. Like, they keep it cool as it is. You get what I'm saying? Like, those two people are still cool and they're still friends. So, to be fair, the friendship, like, let's say even after the sex now, they get even closer now and they're closer friends. While some people, some girls now might ask that question, what are we? Or start acting up. And then that's when, the friendship now ends. So that's my view on it. I don't know if you understand where I'm coming from, George. You understand where I'm coming from? Yeah. But we have some guests with us in the building. We have 2 girls with us. We're going to have a few guests with us. So the ladies are with us today. We have Dolly P in the building. And Anyen Khan. Annie. My homie Annie. We have the 2 beautiful ladies here with us today. And they're going to talk about the subject. Now, again, the answer I just gave is a general answer. That's not like me personally. That's just what I feel these guys think.
On behalf of guys.
No. I love you. I like George at the end. Dolly, what do you think when you hear this topic? Can sex end friendships or make relationships? What do you think from your own personal view?
So, can sex make friendships? Or
Can it end friendships or make relationships / friendships?
I think, not that I've had any personal experience with this, but I think it can definitely end friendships. And this is just my personal opinion, and I'm not gonna speak like judging anyone's like the way anyone started their relationships, but I'm just thinking I don't think that would be a healthy way to start a relationship either. Because I just feel like if you're to start a relationship based on something that's unsteady and like you're not sure where you're both standing and like you don't know what's going on and you're like, okay, like I think it just needs to be clear from the beginning, from the get-go, what you're getting into, what your motives are and what you both want. And in terms of ending a friendship, because I don't think that's healthy.
What about if it's spontaneous? Like
you go out for a night out, you guys like have free drinks together, blah blah blah.
You guys are both like both of you are attractive people now. You get what I'm saying, And like George said,
you have a little drink up, whatever the situation is, and then you guys go out, you drink, you turn up, you dance, whatever.
But I have that like sweet dance, like play that R. Kelly. Everybody's calling for me. And then you 2 are drunk. You 2 should be like, "Are you calling me?" You to be like, "Yeah." And then after, they'd be like, "Okay, what are you guys doing after? We'll all go to the roost to chill."
I think everyone has self-control whether you're drunk or not. So if you have it in your I'm not judging.
That's a bit debatable, but okay.
Okay, fair enough. Some people choose to ignore their common sense sometimes.
Okay.
A lot of people actually. Everyone's done it before. Everyone's ignored their common sense at one point. But I think Yeah, I think that can't just, it shouldn't happen. Like, if you treasure that friendship anyway, and if you see it being something that you can like continually grow from, and if it's not just a useless friendship, then it's not supposed to happen, in my opinion.
But what? Okay, so let me give you this example now. Do you feel like maturity plays a big part on what can happen after sex? For example, now, again, there are a lot of people that are young now. Like, I know, let me give you an example. Like, me in my first or second year now, I'm definitely not as mature as I was back then. I was learning. So, for me...
Wait, rewind that sentence again. Rewind that sentence again. Rewind.
Okay. Let me rephrase that. Oh my lord. Wow. In my first and second year, I was immature.
That's more like it.
There we go. Compared to now that I'm a mature young man that understands things, because in first and second year, I was still learning.
Yes, a learning curve.
So, the way I see things now, for example, now, if I'm mature, I'm older now, so there's some girls, for example, there's a girl who's a friend of mine, basically, and we were very good friends at first. We were very close friends at one point, and then, one thing led to another after we were like very close friends, and we did, as I can yet. But the thing is, I still maintained that close friendship with that person. Nothing changed because she's also older and we were both mature and all that. So nothing changed from that. You understand what I'm saying? Compared to if that was somebody else now that wasn't as mature as that person, it could have been a whole different case. So my question is, do you feel maturity plays a part in whether, it can make a friendship or end a friendship?
Yeah, but then also, like, I think, I don't want to speak for your situation, but I just think, I don't believe that nothing will change. Whether you know it or not, and whether you like it or not, it might be in her head. It might not be even in your head, but it might be in her head that, like, she might see you differently, or approach you differently, or laugh at you in a different way, like when you say some things, or anything, like in the slightest. But I just don't think that once you cross that boundary of having sex with someone, it changes the dynamics of your friendship, and it changes like how you see someone and how you like feel towards them.
But have you heard the famous phrase? Because I've noticed it's a lot of my London friends that are boys. A lot of my boys that are from London. They say this famous phrase, but it's just a beat. I hate that phrase with so much passion.
Bro,
I hate it. I hate it.
Beat, yeah.
I hate that term beat.
I actually associate beat with like violence.
Exactly. So
like my parents beat me when I was younger. Like that's not what it's meant to sound.
I remember the first time I heard it, like, your time is just a beat. I was like, Kitty beats me. Who's beating you? And then when I found out what it meant, they're just like, sometimes it's just a beat. Like some people just say it's cash. Like it is what it is. Now, do you feel that statement is true? Because don't forget, everybody always says the boys are always the males are always the bad ones, but some females actually have that mindset where it's just like, it's literally what it is. Don't get it twisted.
Believe me, I've met some of them.
I've done that. Like, yeah, she's just like, don't get it twisted. I was like, yeah, my life. Like, I caught feelings when I was younger. I caught feelings at present. She's just like, nah, it is what it is. I'm like, bro.
That's sad. That's a really sad mindset to have for boys and. I said that's a really sad mindset to have for boys and girls. Like, I don't know. I just feel like there's more to it. There should be more to it when like you have that kind of intimacy with someone. That's what I think anyway. And yeah, like I don't know. It's a bit. It's very touchy. And it's a bit weird.
Well,
like
again, it's honesty though. We have to just be honest, because a lot of people like to front, especially now.
Exactly.
Everybody fronts a lot, man. Like, let's be direct and real.
Can I jump in there?
Yeah, go ahead,
Toby's in the building.
Do you know what, yeah? To me, that I agree with what you're saying, Dolly, yeah? Sex is a big deal, like, and when you do have sex with someone, especially like for the first, 3-4 times, you feel that emotional connection to them. No, it's true. There's a different kind of, a different kind of, emotional connection to the person.
Yeah.
And if you go and have sex with multiple people, you're not going to have that connection with a lot of people, and that's the kind of thing that
passionate though, right?
No, you can't, because you're dampening your soul by just touching different people. But I think the reason why nowadays people see it as a thing that you can just go have sex with someone is because sexuality nowadays is like a more of an open thing. Like I was watching the Brits, and then it was, what's her name, that group, Little Mix.
Yeah.
their main fan, their demographic is the young girls, and they're like showing their breasts and they're showing their legs, and they're making it out to be some sort of like this is okay. And when you do that, it means sex. They're taking away the secrecy and the like the spiritual part of sex, and they're making it like it's an everyday thing. I know that when we're growing up here, all the girl bands, All Saints, TLC, them lot. I know they were a bit sexual. They were sexual, but not to the extent that they are today. Like twerking is a joke. Like really and truly, twerking is a sexual dance. That's what it is.
Yeah.
But these lot are making it an everyday thing, and that's what's gonna make sex an everyday thing.
I like that point you made, because I realized something like. George can testify to this, because I didn't know you in first year, but
just
I
don't
remember
bring a Bible in front of me and saying George can testify. I'm joking. You're saying?
No, but I'll say though, you know how like before, when you're like a virgin and all that, you see how sex is to you because your parents told you, okay, this is what sex is and all that. So like you have to wait till this. So I used to have that mindset of, okay, I'm gonna wait till I'm married. I want my wife to be my first one, so. And then it's when I came to uni that I was like, oh shit, like okay, like it's quite common out here. Like I was so scared, I was terrified. I was like, oh my god, like what's going on? And then especially when
terrified, my way.
I wasn't. No, I wasn't. Oh wow. No.
Repeat that again.
You weren't terrified.
I was excited.
You were excited.
No, I was excited. No, I was excited by the new girls. Don't get me wrong, like, cause in my first year, like, I remember I was like new. Obviously, the glow up had started and all that. So when I met girls,
your high top was the best.
When I met girls,
see the meme challenge. You see the picture that I put up on Snapchat. That was my first year. The high top.
But like when I met girls and all that, like obviously it'd be normal and all that. But then when it probably escalated now to like, what are you doing after? I'll be like, I'm going home. She'd be like, oh, do you want to chill? Oh, I'm sorry, I can't. I'll practice in the morning. So I wouldn't clock. And then I'll tell girls. I remember the first time I told a girl, she was older than me in my first year. She's like, what am I doing after? I'm like, nothing. I'm going home to chill. Like, oh, do you want to come by? I was like, oh, I can't. It's like, oh, you're a virgin. I said, oh, yes, I am. I'm waiting until I'm married. And she's like, oh, that's so cute. I know that. And in my head, I'm just like, like, what are you supposed to mean? And then, let's say, to fast forward the story, once I now lost it, I mean, obviously, at first I was scared. I was worried. I was like, yo, I actually lost it. Like, I'm scared. Then I was just like, you know what? Like, I came to the normal
that conversation. That was a very.
That was very. I cried. Bro, I was young. I ain't gonna lie. I cried. I was like, yo,
right.
I was like, bro, I lost it. And I cried. I was like, yo, I lost it. The thing is, the girl was a very pretty girl. She was very beautiful and all that, but I was just in shock. So I remember after that, that's when I started getting the mindset of everybody else now. Like, you know, sex is what it is. Like, if this was somebody you're cool with, it is. And I started adapting that mindset. So again, I feel like.
But why did that mindset change?
Again, I feel like it was immaturity because peer pressure because I remember everybody, my boys, like some of my closest boys, like they know this story. They used to tease me because I was like the last one to be a virgin.
No, you were the last.
No, I'm talking about my boys before uni.
Okay, cool.
My boys before uni, like I lost my virginity at 20. Oh wow!
I have to like secure my position in the time like the last night. As far as I'm concerned, I'm the pilot of Virgin Atlantic.
Wait! Are you talking about now?
Can you get onto what you're saying?
How can you do that?
What, on radio?
Hey, my on radio.
Excuse me,
I don't know. Man had
a long tongue, bro. You know what? Anyway, like I was saying.
Hey, long about just.
But like I was saying, like peer pressure played a big part because I was immature. So I was young because I lost my virginity at 20. So like when everybody was constantly coming up to me, yo, how can you be a virgin? How can you do this? Like you just want to do this with you and all that. At first I'd be like, nah. But then I let the peer pressure get to me. You understand what I'm saying? So after that, that's when I now started going by their mindsets because some of the people that were telling me it's normal were older than me. So I was like, okay, if they're saying it's normal, it should be normal to me. But obviously now at this age, like I'm not going to listen to anybody because I know myself, I'm comfortable with myself, and I'm mature now. So, yeah. Annie?
So are you trying to blame losing your virginity on being peer pressured? I don't understand.
25% no, yes. 25% yes. and the rest no. Obviously, other factors played a part. Like obviously,
Come on.
locked room, and
Come on.
person's playing some
What do
train
you mean
song.
you're in a locked room?
You're in a locked room. Somebody's playing some
You
train
mean your
song
own
music.
desire?
No, peer pressure played a small part.
20%.
And then everything else was me, because obviously I'm in a room with a beautiful girl. She's the one on it. Am I going to? It's going to be hard for a young man to say no at that time. So peer pressure played a small part, and the rest was obviously life. Let's say life.
Come on.
Like, do you guys
Music
feel,
as well.
and the music too? But do you guys feel like peer pressure plays a part in how sex is described now? Like the way sex is like now in our generation. Do you feel peer pressure plays a part?
I think it does to a certain extent, but also it has to do with the kind of person you are and who you hang out with.
Mm-hmm.
If the people you hang out with, like you guys hung out with each other in first year,
Yeah,
if
we
you
didn't
were all-
really chill.
if you were all innocent, then I guess you would probably try and be innocent as well, just because your friends were.
Yeah.
But if you were a hoe, excuse my language, and your friends were, then you guys would see nothing wrong with being the way you were.
Toby, you said a good point about this the other day when we were talking about this, about when you're a freshman, you join AU teams, when you join a team in uni.
Yeah.
You said a good point about this. Can you tell
Yeah,
people
so
what it was?
basically, a large part of how, I would say, this is more directed at females, firstly. A large part of how females end up being like the typical university hoe is based on the society and the people that they chill with. I'm not saying sports society, I mean as in their environment, as in their group of friends. Alright, if you put, for example, 3 different groups, like the people who go out with like locals and stuff to like, let me think, like pods and sugar and that. And then the people who go out to Asylum every single week, and then the people who only chill, for example, in like the ACS crowd.
Yeah.
It's highly likely that the one who goes out to the societies are going to know the majority of people in the uni.
Yeah.
They're going to know who's about and who's not. If the girl's known to be a girl, then obviously everyone's going to know.
Can
And
you
she's
find
gonna
what
drink
Can you find to our viewers that are not from London? What's a girl?
George,
to,
please
to our
help me.
listeners.
Define.
If you guys follow like Mike's comedy and that, like is a term used for basically
For example, if
people
you
who love
see a girl in a
sex,
club and she's moving a bit, you know in your head, like, what are you doing? Yeah, that's
Avoid
it basically.
that.
But yeah, I was basically saying that in those kind of social groups, they're more likely to be exposed to them kind of environments where you do a lot of socialing or circling, mixing with guys and girls. Not saying you shouldn't mix, but when you mix around with alcohol as well, you're gonna use that stimulant normally in that kind of way where you're fresher, you're not with your parents, you're gassed, there's this, there's that. So obviously you're gonna act different. So I'm basically saying, if you're in them kind of societies, you're likely to act a certain way. If you're in the ACS group, you could, but people might not know. You could be bait, people could all know, and it just works in all different
Because
areas.
again, the black circles are very. I feel like I've noticed something when it comes to like dealing with sex or dealing with the opposite sex now, especially with females now. Like, let's say, I feel like, for example, now you know how like everybody talks about double standards and all that. You get what I'm saying? Like, a guy now that probably gets all the girls and does all these things might be praised by guys and all that. You understand? Like, it's normal. But then a girl that does that is usually looked down upon. And who looks down upon her the most? It's not even us. It's other females
Other girls.
that look down
Do you know
upon her
what's
the most.
silly as well? Yeah, it's like the scenario you just described. Yeah, that's like people have spoken about this a lot, and they're like the whole thing about how if a key, opens like many doors, it's a master key, but if like if a lock can open like many keys, it's a crappy lock, more or less.
Yeah.
That's the kind of what's the word?
And obviously,
description you
man, then we can't get pregnant. There's no hella, no, it's true.
It's true though.
There's no hella dependence that if, for example, if a guy goes reckless, one savage pub crawl, max like what? I had sex with like 5 different girls
In a night?
in a night.
Is that
Imagine, just
possible?
imagine. No, because I know girls in this university that have done that. Yeah. If 9 months later the kid comes out and the kid's black, she's just gonna go to the 5 guys and be like, yo, which one of you could it be? DNA test, da da da.
Yeah.
But if it's a guy just, I'm from Manchester, go back to London, bruv, you won't. That's just how it is. That's why the girl has to. And I know it's double standards, but we all have to be real. There's a reason why that these double standards exist.
Like,
Is
I like
the
that. I like
responsibility that comes that a woman has? A woman has the power to bring life. You can't play with that. Whereas a guy, obviously, he can provide life, but he can't just stop it like that. It's just the condom. That's it. The condom, and please take it tomorrow. And then
Like, so
that's
okay,
it.
so let me ask you this question.
That's it.
Let me ask you this question, because the girls have been looking at you, right? Last question before you girls talk. Let me ask you this question, right? You know, when it comes to the issue of body count now,
Yeah.
could your girl have half your body count?
Yeah, obviously, if a girl sleeps with many guys, in fact, in my eyes, for a relationship,
I ain't wifing you.
I'm not gonna say a number, but if you hit double digits, then it's
I ain't
too
wifing you, basically.
Is that rule? And I don't really have to go how far up the spectrum. Double digits is a no-go.
To be honest, I agree with him, because, for example, now, if I'm about to wife you a girl or something, and I hear, like, yeah, before she was this wild, you know, girl, I'm not gonna look at that, really, to be very honest.
And like, girls would look at
the girls have something to say. You guys look like you're fired up. You're
yeah,
like,
I heard
Blood is boiling.
okay, Annie, go.
That's disgusting. I disagree with everything you're saying because I don't know. Girls also don't want to be with guys who've been with like 20, 25 girls. That's disgusting. We don't want to catch diseases.
I agree. Obviously that's true. That's true. But why is it that the bad boys are always the ones that are attracting you females?
No,
Yeah.
incorrect.
Most
It
times,
depends.
most times,
No.
the bad boys.
That's a
common
generalized
thing.
statement.
But it's
Very general.
okay.
Some
fair.
girls do like nice guys.
The bad boys can be nice guys.
So what?
That's why they're bad.
That's why they're bad.
Ladies and gentlemen, if you're nice guys, it's where they. I'm a nice guy. Yeah. I'm the same here.
In my opinion,
I'm
it
looking
depends.
for
It
anybody.
depends on the type of girl.
Because
Obviously,
Yeah,
you guys
send
are
me one as
talking
well.
very generalized, right? I'm the type of person that I really don't care about what the general public would say about you. I would want to find out you for you. So if you're are you okay? So if you're so if you're like, what was I going to say now? Yeah, so if you're so be called bad boy, right? And I can see that everyone says that you're a bad boy. Everyone's you got a reputation. Everyone knows it. Girls are talking about you like, oh, that guy now, he's been around. Like he's been with this girl, that girl, blah 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 blah. And obviously, like you come to talk to me, I'm not gonna look at that and think, oh, I don't want to talk to you because you're a bad boy. But then also, I'm gonna bear in mind that a lot of people have talked about you.
Yeah.
You've got a reputation.
Mhm.
I don't want to be a part of that reputation in a bad way because I don't want to take my own
Then
reputation.
does that not mean that you now, like Toby said, you women have so much power? Does that not come to a point whereby you guys have the power now to control how the relationship is? Because here's what I was talking to somebody about. People are always saying like, oh, if a boy's bad and he's sleeping around with so and so girl, he's bad. But then it takes two. You understand? If you're a girl now, I'm not saying girls can't do their own thing with the whole double standard. I'm like, if a girl wants to do her own thing, get with a guy that she's attracted to and she likes, so be it. Who am I to say no? That's double standards because we do the same thing as males. But then if you know he's a bad boy, yeah, and you want to, let's say, get to know him and start a relationship, you have the power to control whether or not you're going to sleep together or not.
Yeah, definitely. I like fully agree, and I think women hold so much power, and I think when a guy's fully invested in a woman as well, like she can take the mick, like fully, if she wants to.
But
And I think she should as well, for her own like safety and her own to like keep her own
take the
innocence.
mick out. Take the mick out.
Take the mick, as in push him to the limits and see how much he really likes her.
Like,
so
what?
basically, take sex out the whole
Yeah.
equation.
I've done that before.
My ex did that
I
to
would,
me.
yeah. I think it's healthy.
It was painful, but I ain't gonna lie, it was the best thing. And the thing is, it wasn't even her in the end. In the end, I decided not to. Like my ex, the last girl I was with, we were dating for a little bit, and then throughout the time and all that, by the time she was ready to, I said no, because I actually wanted to work on maintaining a long relationship with this girl, because I've actually made this girl, you know, my wifey and all that, so I want to take time with her and all that. In the end, we did break up like long term, but we still didn't do it, you get what I'm saying? And there's some girls like I am friends with now that I see them in a way whereby if I had the opportunity to, I wouldn't, because I cherish their friendship so much, and if we did start dating, I actually want to work on it with them. But that doesn't mean to say like if I have in the past gone with a girl, I couldn't date her and all that. I still could and all that, but it just depends how
It's just the
exactly, and you know how the question was asked before, after, what are we after? Like,
Yeah.
let me ask just a little side note, ladies. if you ever ask a guy what are we after sex, he's gonna run away. I promise you. That's a side note. In my opinion. What do you think, George? In my opinion. I heard my boy even told me the same thing.
Maybe that's how you feel.
No. It's not how I feel.
That's how you feel.
That's how I feel. No.
Because there's a lot of guys in this room. If you ask every single guy in this room, I doubt you're gonna get the same answer.
Do you know how I found that out though? Because I remember there was one day I was chilling with my teammates.
Yeah.
And majority of it, I didn't even say anything at this point. I was surprised. I was just listening, and majority of them said the same thing. For me personally, I'm not. You know why I won't be worried? Because I know the person. If I have, like, you know, had a relationship with that person, like, you know, intimately and all that, I know who the person is. It's not like a random girl that, you know, she can act like I'll run away. No, I know who the person is. I had a friendship with that person first. So I'm not going to be worried by it.
But I don't think
me personally, I would.
Tell me that.
I don't think she should have.
I'm just saying, it's just a conversation I had with some friends that asked me that. I was like, oh wow, shit, that's a good point, man.
I get what you mean.
But George, what were you gonna say?
But you know, after the song we play, I'm gonna say something that someone sent to me. So let's play. Let's take a
we're gonna take a little break
Music
from this. You know, it's a bit heated.
But we've only played one song. This is the first time we played one song in half an hour. Now
Yes,
you have to play something else.
if you have any opinions on this topic, keep sending them in. I have a few.
Send them in.
Send them in, and we will get back to this in a bit. Anybody can have these issues.
Anyone can get confused.
Anyone can get confused. Anyone.
What the relationship really is.
So Toby, you're telling me, I'm not like trying to be, I'm not saying, even me, I'll answer the question. I'm just saying, you're telling me the girls, I saw they painted the wall, so I was making sure I wasn't this side. You're telling me, the girls, have there ever been a girl you beat? You know it was, in your head it was just a
Don't
beat.
use the word beat, please.
Sorry, I don't know why I said that. I don't even use that word.
That anything is better than
You had sex with basically, you knew it wasn't anything, and you thought nothing after. Did you know what she was thinking? Like, to you guys was calm. You thought it was calm, but do you feel like she probably...
Oh yeah, of course. Yeah, of course. No, because obviously,
You address it ahead of time. Like, before you do it, you usually address it saying like, okay, like, you know what?
Do you know what?
I don't want to have a relationship, but I'm very attracted to him.
It's pointless because
So address it. I thought about there's a girl here. She said she didn't like me at all.
10 seconds.
Doesn't like me.
Oh yeah, that was peak.
And this girl, hell.
Yo, going live.
Hey guys. In the booth kind of got a little heated during the break, but yeah, we're back.
So this comment comes from somebody. They said, my opinion is, well, you shouldn't be having sex with your friend. That's LOL. That's obviously going to cause all sorts of problems and brings confusion. However, if you guys are just friends with benefits, then okay, I guess. But even that leads to something eventually. On the other hand, sex can make relationships, especially if you're physically attracted to that person and the sex is good. Then you start to see more of that person that you didn't see before. It can break relationship if the sex is crap and everything seems just worse.
I don't think
I was
pressure in it.
Huh? No, she's actually that person's actually fine with you. That's ladies. Annie, what do you think about that? Because your face, the way your face is looking right now, is a bit strong. Like, you know.
I agree with some of what that person said, but also the statement about, or the sentence about friends with benefits. That whole friends with benefits
is a lie. It's not possible.
Is crap.
It's not possible.
It's crap.
I agree.
Because if you either like someone or you don't, you either want to be with them or you don't. So
even
you
if you're
say, oh, my
physically
friends with benefits.
attracted.
Shut up. What do you mean?
But even if you're okay, so you're saying like okay, so friends with benefits. The way it works out is both of you are attracted to each other, right? But you guys don't want to date each other. Like you guys are complete opposites.
Then don't be with each other.
But you guys are that attracted to each other that you
else.
want to, do the thing. That's what friends with benefits are. You believe that cannot work out.
I don't think so.
George, do you agree with or disagree with that?
I do know what friends with benefits and no strings attached. Every time they said no,
There's
they're just
always
friends.
gonna
Because
be
like she
something
said,
with each other.
because she said a good point. If the
It
sex
was a good
is
point.
that good, if it's that great, that person might just say, you know what, I might just open my mind to this person and try
But then
it.
the other person might not want it by the time you want to
Yeah.
open yourself up to them.
They're in a
So then who's
relationship
at
with the
loss now?
sex.
Like you're at a loss because the person doesn't want you.
That's a good point. Dolly, what do you think?
about the friends with benefits or the message?
The message or even friends with
Firstly, the
benefits.
message. The first half I agree with the friendship part, but the second half, I don't think that a relationship should be based around sex in the first place, because that's bound it's bound to just get destroyed. Like, I feel like if you're relying on sex to bring you together, then you're not strong enough emotionally. Like, you're not attached enough emotionally or on any other level, like spiritually, whatever. I feel like you should have like a deeper kind of connection with the person, and you shouldn't have to be like the sex could break you apart or the sex can make. If you're having if you're having bad sex, then like teach each other. Do you know
cannot.
what I mean?
I don't. That one I disagree. You cannot teach. You cannot teach.
I think what
Bro,
she
there's
means.
so many words.
I think what she means by teach is tell the person what you like.
What teach? What do you say? Teach? I can tell them what to do.
No, she means what you like and what you don't
Do you know
like.
what I mean? You're like.
Okay, sorry. Sorry, no, I know you can teach other things in that, but like the sex is something I can
Nah,
teach.
you can teach the rhythm. Sure, you can teach everything.
I think that's usually
Some
what
guys
you
in the studio say you can teach everything. You know.
Unless you can't
I don't know,
talk.
like-
I mean, that's you personally.
No.
Flip
Hey, my CV is good now. Hey, don't watch that. Like I was saying, no, what I meant by that is like, obviously, like for me, I've had, great, good, thingy. You know, sex that maybe some feelings got carried after, but and then I've had bad one that when you say teach, I thought you were talking about like, do this and all that, like, get what I'm saying?
It's just it's just about like
It's more communication.
Yeah.
Because I get what you said. Somebody like when I first started, somebody did have to teach me what I was doing, and then over time, I taught myself certain things, and then that's how we get out where we are today.
Homeschooled. My mom was homeschooled. He was homeschooled.
Just teach yourself some things, and then practice makes perfect, and then.
No, what I was trying to say, like basically, it should rely on.
Shots got back to cover.
I'm sorry. Alright, continue.
Oh wow.
Oh Lord. If you're listening out there, don't please just ignore that.
Yeah, don't take anything we say seriously. We're actually just on this radio for fans. Yeah, I've got another comment. Wait, are we done talking about?
No. Comments.
Yeah. Okay. Cool.
I do my job.
Please, I'm talking about this comment. Talking about your job, Mr. CD. Alright, cool. So she said this was like ages ago, bare minutes ago. She was like, she would like to agree with Dolapo. And then she brought the Bible to this. She said when the Bible talks about sex, it's usually between married people, and it says they knew each other. There's an attachment that is formed between the individuals, and scientifically, there's a book that talks about how certain chemicals are released during sex and attachments are formed. Now, she said whether people realize it or not, that's different. You can choose to ignore the effects it has on you. So basically, she's just saying that it's not meant to be had casually. You're meant to be married for that. That's basically the comment.
I agree. Fair. If you go to that aspect, then that is very true. We're supposed to wait, but let's say you have already. We're trying for the people that probably have, like. Sorry, what were we gonna? Toby, you wanted to say something.
No.
Obi wanted to say. We have Obi with us in the building. He wanted to say something. But whoever sent that comment, I love that comment you said, and we'll get back to that. But Obi, you wanted to say something. Let's just be real here. But no cursing.
No cursing, yeah. Nah, let's be hella real. Alright, so like when it comes to sex, obviously, like not everyone has the same views. Like some people decide to wait till marriage. Some people are not as religious. You know what I mean? Some people can just have sex, one night stand, and just get on with it. You know what I mean? But when it came to the whole teaching thing, I have to disagree with you, Michael. Yeah, and now I'm sorry, we're being real.
I was joking. You can teach. You can teach.
I
agree. You can teach.
Yeah, if you're with someone, say you're in a relationship, right? You will notice that the sex with your partner will be a lot better, like, than if you were to meet a randomer, because she knows or he knows just what you like. You know what I mean? So the sex will be better with your partner. So, but when it comes to like friends with benefits, like, okay, look, Annie, I can see the look you're giving me. Yeah, but friends with benefits
I accept it. I'll give you.
can work if both parties consent.
Do you know why I agree with why she's saying that? Because you will never know what the other person is thinking, no matter what they say. Even if they tell you it is what it is, females are more emotional than us. That's just a...
That's not true.
Wait,
But
but
you disagree with it.
But
Well,
that's the
that's
difference.
the difference.
That's debatable.
That's
You know, guys can
completely
catch. You know, guys can
We catch feelings too, also.
Yeah.
But I'm
Yeah, but they catch it easier.
we,
Yeah,
I
okay.
believe females catch it easier than us, but we do catch feelings.
Yeah, but then if you
You
catch
get that.
feelings, you
No.
know what you agreed to at the start. You know what I mean? If you agree to be
But
friends
then
with
you can't
benefits,
change. But then you can't change. It's too late to, like she said, it's too late to undo what you've done.
well, I'm sorry, it happens all the time.
And like
People
Toby,
move on.
and
You know what I mean?
Toby even said it earlier. Like if it's that good,
No,
you
but
get
it's
what I'm
the
saying. Their feelings are gonna get caught. Their
Nah,
feelings
but
are gonna
people
be
do what they do and they move on. You know what I mean?
Real quick,
Yeah.
Maiwa, I know you've had a situation where no, it's not gonna be
I'm
deep
just being real. I'm just joking.
no, on a
We're being
level
real. We're being
that
real.
you've had a friend that you've slept with, and you sort of could go past each other and spud each other like it's nothing.
Jeez.
Don't lie, come on.
I've actually only had one situation.
There you go. So
no,
you've
wait,
had
wait, wait. No. But let me explain the situation.
Go on.
The person, like I said, was my very. This is the only time I've ever done it. That was my very close friend, and we were friends for a long while. And then when it did happen, yes, we still kept everything the same. We're still close, but again, feelings did come into play because you could tell there was always a bit of sexual tension between us when we were together. Like, if you are our very close friends, you will see it. You will see the sexual tension between both of us, that both of us are trying to hide it. Most times from her, and even sometimes it might have come out from me. You get what I'm saying? So feelings did get, in the end, involved. But the thing is, how I said earlier about the maturity aspect is, we were both mature about the situation whereby we still wanted to maintain our our friendship. So it never happened again and all that. It never happened after that, but we were still close. And I'm still close to the person to this time, but you can always tell there's a bit of tension every time.
True.
So that's the only time I've done it. But will I ever do something like that again? Of course not. No, because I've seen what can happen from that. That's why I said, like, any girl that's my close friend now, that let's say I did look at them that like oh, I want to start a relationship or try something with them, I would take sex out the equation.
See, that's the thing. I think it's a maturity thing. It's a maturity thing. I'm not trying to say that you're any more mature or less mature than I am, but I don't think it's as big a deal. Like, now that it's gone. Like, the virginity is gone, bruv. It's gone. It's not coming back. Yeah? You're not gonna get back.
That's true.
So if you and if you're feeling, come on.
That's actually true. I've heard about that.
No, but if you're feeling someone, they're feeling you, yeah, and you sort of doing your thing, and you sort of have sex, it's not the end of the world. Like, you sort of can go on and see each other and be cool with each other.
Is this friends?
Yeah, friends. You sort of can be cool with each other and not have to see each other and just get a boner or her nipples get hard and then instantly you sort of like,
let
oh,
me give you an
sex.
example. Let me give you an example. What about if, like, we're being real, what about the sex was that good? Like, that good. That even that person was probably, you guys are just like, oh, wow, like, I didn't expect that.
If anything,
We're being real.
if anything, let's say it was in uni or something, we'll be like, okay, cool, let's go like 6th floor, like late night thing, whatever, yeah. No, honestly, if it was that kind of, if it was that deep that you felt to that person, that when you're around them you can't control it. Like, if you want to have sex and shit.
Yeah, but fine. It's fine. It's fine to have sex.
Wait, Dolly, you're gonna.
Okay.
Sorry, Dolly, what do you want to say?
It's fine, right? It depends on the dynamics of the relationship. If you guys intend on being friends for a long time,
Then you can't do it.
you can't keep banging.
You can't do it.
It just can't happen.
cannot
I
do it.
can't keep banging someone that I intend to tell my secrets to. Like, if I want to tell him about a future potential guy, I don't want him to start feeling some type of way, so I'm not going to start talking to him the same way. And then when I stop talking to him, communication's going to start going down.
for
Then
sure.
friendship's
Like,
gonna
imagine
fall
if she
apart.
now says, oh, I'm seeing somebody now. That's what even causes the fights even now.
Yeah.
Let's say they want to move on and see somebody else now. Like, you never know
but
what
for
issues
friends-
can come from that.
Friends with benefits aren't just friends. That's why it's friends with benefits. It's a complete. When you get the benefits part, you get half of the relationship part as well. Because you're seeing the person naked. Like, we're all friends here. It's not like we're all naked, like looking at each other's breasts and that. No, we're friends. That's why we're hiding like our balls and breasts to each other. Like, if not, we would.
No.
But you don't do that. When you're friends with benefits, you have that kind of relationship with, and that's what's gonna come. Read it out. No, read it out. You're laughing.
It's Steve.
Nah.
Exactly. Let me read a comment.
Steven.
Real quick. Let me read a comment real quick because there's some comments going on.
Say his name, man.
Huh?
Just say his name.
No, not his.
No. Let me just say a comment. Somebody sent me a comment and they said sex should be left out of a relationship when dating when dating someone or in a relationship because it creates a very powerful emotional and physical soul tie which clouds your judgment when getting to know someone. You could basically be someone that has a shitty personality but not realize that because you're so attached and invested to the physical aspect of the relationship, which is not as important as everything else. Ooh, I like that. So basically, like, she's saying sex does cloud your judgment of somebody, especially like, let's say it's really good, or somebody like really good with somebody, like that person might actually not be the person for you, like they're dickhead and their personalities don't match, but because it's so good, you're just giving that person a chance. So that's why she's saying you should take it out if you're trying to be serious with somebody. And I agree. Like my next girlfriend, I'm gonna make if she doesn't make me wait, I'll make her wait. But if she makes me wait, I'm gonna respect it and wait. I'm actually gonna take my time and wait with my next girl because I want my next girl to be somebody I'm very serious with, that I see myself long term with. I don't want a short term girlfriend. I want a long term girlfriend. That's why I'm still single now. So yeah, but we didn't actually Oguntade. We didn't actually.
Be sure that the ladies are friends.
Annie, what were you gonna say?
I agree with whoever said that comment, but referring back to what you said, what if the person you're with is a very sexual person? What if she says sex is a big deal for her and she cannot take sex
I'm
out
gonna
of
take one for the team.
equation?
That girl was in double digits. So she's
She's
out the situation already.
Say that again, Toby.
I said that girl who's like, oh, I need sex in a relationship is in double digits. Simple.
No, what about she's just been having good?
That's messed up.
What about she's been having good sex from one person? Like I know people that have actually had sex with only maybe one person because of that a long-term relationship, right?
Give her the sex.
So maybe you're the next person. That's only two. Does that mean she's bad?
She don't love sex then. That ain't happening. Come on.
What if the guy she had sex with was so good?
It was that good.
Let's be real.
Yeah. No girl is running away from.
How
that,
does she know it is? That she's gonna think everything's good if she's only had one. Yeah.
Good.
Yeah. How you gonna know? You have to have multiple to decide. Okay, I
I'll
love
say
it that
not
much.
more,
Come
more
on,
than
man.
one. I'll say more than one.
No. This is the real world. Come on.
Multiple is hard.
I'll be true to them.
How do you compare two things? You only need two things to compare. So let's say her body count is 2. She can compare from that 2 and decide. That's it.
That's highly unlikely.
Wait, when you say her body count is 2, how many times has she actually had sex?
It depends on her and her relationship. We're not counting that right now, but I'm just telling you.
That changes everything.
Yeah, it does.
Like
change
you can't
everything.
just create a scenario and be like, a guy loves sex like anything, but he's never had sex.
Okay, let's
just create a
These
scenario.
are ladies here. Ladies, quick, if you don't. Okay, so how Toby was saying basically, if she had one partner, right? Let's say she had one partner before, she's with the next person. And Annie, your question was, let's say she's the one that wants to be sexually active. What was the thing? Does that make her bad because she doesn't know what did something because she's doing with one person?
Nah, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying?
What I'm saying is that your point was, if a girl has had sex with, was it 1 or 2 people, and she enjoys sex a lot, basically all I said is that she can't be the girl that he's wanting, because what I said at the start and he agreed with is that if a girl's in double digits, then she's not wifey material in our eyes. So for her to, what I feel is that if a girl can say that and feel that strongly about sex, that means she's in double digits.
But don't you think his expectations are a tad too high just because of our society today and how sex is regarded?
Yeah, but that's everyone's opinion. I know some guys in my actual circle, believe it or not, who would actually, if they know that if they know one person that slept with this girl, he will not touch her.
True.
And that's a lot of people.
But the thing
However,
is,
I know a lot of
any guy,
people.
any guy,
No, but that's the
any
thing.
guy. That's
I know a
true
lot
for
of
any guy.
people
And
who,
girl.
even if their friends, or even if a girl has been with like 2 or 3 different people, they're still gonna do it. It's not a problem.
I agree to that. Like, for example, now, if I know you've been with, for example, now, like, let's just start with a small circle, like my squad, my housemates, basically. If any girl's been with them, I am not going near that girl. And the same thing as me.
Then
If
that's
I've been
just
with
To some guys, that's not a problem.
Standards.
To some guys, that's not a
It
problem.
depends on your standards, obviously.
calm with friends with benefits or casual sex among friends, how would you feel if in the future you met a guy/girl and they introduce you to one of their close friends and later they tell you that he and she and that friend were very intimate with each other for a period of time, but they are still very close friends? Ooh. Boy.
That's actually because I had the situation with my ex, where I didn't know that this guy she was calling her best friend was someone she'd already slept with. Yeah, but at the end.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but you know, at the end of the day, you know, that's already wife. I can't be like, oh, now I'm gonna dump you.
So basically, you're saying you can't judge the girl from
You know,
her past.
I can, you know, I can't. If she's with me for a reason and not with him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So you just have to move past that. You know why you got with her. Just let the past be the past, innit?
Exactly. Because again, I love Obi's point, because again, I'll be like, again, I'm not perfect. I come with my baggage. So who am I to judge you for your baggage? I'm liking or loving you for who you are.
You're listening to one of them.